Thomas and Philip.
And today we're going to be talking to Thomas's mum, his lovely mum, Sue Hines, about bringing Thomas up in his early years with cerebral palsy. And there's quite a bit to go through. So, Sue, when did you first notice that Tom had cerebral palsy?
It wasn't a case of finding out about Tom having cerebral palsy. It was for me as his mum. I knew that things were wrong. I knew that things weren't going well. I knew that Tom wasn't achieving the milestones he was expected to achieve. He wasn't able to sit up on his own. He wasn't able to crawl. He wasn't able to walk around the furniture. He never got to be able to stand until he was about 4. It was for me, I knew something was wrong. It was trying to get other people to understand that I wasn't going mad. I knew that things were different for Tom. And I tried my best just to do the best with what we could.
Yeah.
What were some of the early challenges you faced as a family?
Well, not knowing about cerebral palsy at the time, it was not really about that. For us, it was trying to get help for Tom. We didn't know what was wrong. We weren't told anything about cerebral palsy. We were just told that he was a slow learner, and it's very common in boys to be a bit slower. For me, it was kind of like I knew something was wrong and I knew we needed to do something. And I got involved with the physiotherapy department, and life changed for us then. But actually for Tom, it was very challenging. We got lots of people involved to try and help us. And we just wanted to make sure that we could do the best we can for Tom.
How has Tom's cerebral palsy shaped him as a person from your perspective?
For me, this is my boy. This is my Tom. The cerebral palsy doesn't play any part of it whatsoever. He's a fantastic man. He's always been a fantastic human being. We have a fantastic family.
Yeah.
He's the eldest child. He's our eldest child here.
Funny.
Yeah, he just is a great man, and he's got a great family around him. Tom and Lauren and Sam, they were together. They argued like everyone else. Nothing was any different. It was the same as any family. We had the same problems as any family. But Tom wasn't able to walk and talk very well until later on. But it was okay because we knew that and we understood that and we were his family. And it is the same today.
Are there moments when Tom has surprised you and has maybe taught you something new?
Not taught us much new because we knew what was coming. But one of the things that Tom always wanted to do was ride a bike. Yeah. And of course that's very difficult for Tom. When he was younger, he had the little bikes with the little things on the back that keep you up. But he didn't want that, he wanted a bike. So we got a bike that connects to your dad's bike, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And Tom went riding a bike.
Wow.
And although it took years for Tom to ride on his own, I took him down to, we went down to the school car park. It was a playground actually, wasn't it? Shinewater Playground. And I put Tom on the bike and I held onto that bike and ran with him. And then all of a sudden I let go and Tom rode a bike and he was on a fantastic big bike. We ended up getting you a really big bike, didn't we?
Well, 28
gears on it. And but all of the things you don't think you can do, it's absolutely achievable.
You remember you had a music with your roller.
That's right, I did when we had the run, when we were skating. Tom never, he tried everything. Anything he couldn't do, we would just keep on going and keep on going. Got there in the end.
I can't my last day for my life.
Wow.
And we don't like Tom to be on the road on a motorbike either, because he's not got the balance for that, but
No.
he can ride a bike. There's nothing he can't do. It's just making it right, finding the time, getting the right people involved, and we've done that. We've done that.
Yeah, I mean, so the conversation you and I have quite often is you'll say, I'm going to do this. And I say, I don't think you can do that. And then you always prove me wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is Tom all over, actually.
And that's brilliant.
He wanted to live independently. He did that. He moved out of our house, giving me huge anxiety.
I was 18.
About 18. Yeah, absolutely. And that turned out to be, it was hard at the beginning, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But we got there in the end. We got the right people involved. The family were very much part of that for Tom. So finding out that Tom had cerebral palsy was quite a difficult time for us. We hadn't really been told about the word cerebral palsy. We weren't looking into cerebral palsy. They were just telling us that Tom was just slow at whatever he did. And then we had a phone call. And they told me on the phone that Tom had cerebral palsy, which was horrifying for me. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know where to go, what to do. I was thinking that people might be around me to explain. The physios weren't there. There was nothing. There was just me on the phone being told that my son had cerebral palsy. And at the time, there wasn't computers around. It was at the library, and Tom's dad and I, went and found out what cerebral palsy was to see what we needed to do, and that's where things changed for us, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We got involved with the people from the hospital and the physios. Yeah. And actually, the first time Tom ever walked will be a moment that I will never ever forget. We were at Sorrel Drive.
Yeah.
And you were about 4, and Tom was learning to hold a cup and everything. And I was with this lovely physio called Mavis, and you were sitting around the table with all the other children. I walked away because I'd just had Lauren and we were over in the other corner. And then physio looked at me and Mavis and she said, "Don't move, Sue, just stay where you are." And with that, this little man got off his seat and he walked to me slowly but surely, and everyone stopped, and I was like, "Come to me, Tom, come to mummy." And Tom walked into my arms. He must have done about 12 feet on his own.
Yeah.
And everyone cheered. All the physios cheered, all the other people cheered. But for me, he walked to me, and it was a real lovely moment that I knew then that we could do this, and we were going to do it, and we'll get us what the help we need to do that, which is what we did. But yeah, he was amazing.
Yeah, you say you struggled in the initial stages of cerebral palsy diagnosis. Do you think we're in 20, so this would be in the 90s, wouldn't it?
1987.
Do you think it's easier for parents now in 2026 or not?
Gosh, I really do hope so. I'm not aware of anything now, but actually I've been told things are changing, and they have to have changed by now. There's much more available now. I'm hoping that is the case. I haven't really learnt much more since we've had all of this, but because our journey has been about Tom. But I know it's a journey, and it's a journey that needs to be had, and it's difficult and it breaks your heart, but you get such lovely, and this is a result of, you know, just pushing forward. And, you know, telling people, yes, we do need more help, calling Canty Hall, making phone calls, being a bit of a nuisance. I know I'm a bit of a nuisance, but it's
Like normal.
but that is how it is. You have to be that person. Yeah, I've been Tom's warrior mum for all his life, and that will never change.
Yeah, and
ever.
that's the same with my mum
With
and
your
dad.
mum and dad.
Yeah.
They had to really fight
Yeah.
for what they needed.
Absolutely. You
and-
can't just sit down and let other people do it. If you don't
Yeah.
do it, nothing will change.
Well, my parents were told to just basically sit quiet. Your son won't amount to much, and that's it basically.
Yeah.
And that's terrible to hear for a
Shocking.
parent.
And we were kind of on that kind of journey, but then it was like, no, we can't have this. This is
Yeah.
Tom, and he's a great little boy, and he's doing so well. But we did have great people around us. Sorrel Drive was amazing, and Mavis, your physio, was lovely, wasn't she?
Yeah.
So yeah, lots of help.
What advice would you give to parents with children newly diagnosed with cerebral palsy?
Honestly, if you think that something is wrong with your child, the chances are you've got it spot on. You know, as a mum, you know, as a dad, you know when things aren't right. You don't need to actually be told that. For me, I knew things weren't right, and for us, we then had to move forward to get the help that you need. If you think your child is not doing as well as you want him to, maybe not crawling at the right time, not walking around the furniture at the right time, not eating, not being able to hold a spoon, if you're having that, call your doctor, because that's what we had to do. We called the doctors, and then other people got involved, and I joined different groups that I know aren't available anymore because, you know, we're older now. But join people, find other people that are in the same situation as you. I learned so much from other people that were having children, that had children with cerebral palsy. Don't be frightened. They're there to help you, and they've helped us. And they've, you know, it's been a hard journey, but a great journey.
How did you approach balancing Tom's needs with other aspects of family life?
For us, it was just our family. There was no difference. Tom had his responsibilities of his own to do. He was at school, he was doing all the things he needed to do. We had our other two wonderful children. We didn't have anything different. Nothing was different. We just had Tom, and Tom had a few difficulties, but do you know, it didn't change our family. It didn't change our family at all. It was just what it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, normal.
Normal. Tom had responsibilities. Tom had things that he needed to do, and if we needed to help him for that, of course we would do that. But it was just a normal family. Kids that argue, kids that fall out. No one saw Tom's cerebral palsy. It wasn't even like that. He was just our Tom, no different from anyone else.
No.
So what were some of the biggest misconceptions people had about cerebral palsy when you were raising Tom?
Mainly the fact that people just thought that he wasn't very clever, that he didn't know what he was saying, he didn't know what he was talking about. People just presumed, because he has a speech impediment and had one from very young, that he didn't know what he was saying or what he was talking about, and people used to dismiss him. They would always talk to me, does your son want a drink? Does your son want a packet of crisps? And I'd say, speak to him, he's sitting right here. Even very, very recently, we were in that very same situation where the lady involved felt that it was much more important that she spoke to me, even though I introduced Tom to her. We've had people say that Tom speaks like he's deaf, and maybe he does. But that's okay as well. People that care about Tom know that that things are difficult sometimes, aren't they?
Yeah.
But actually, once people understand Tom, once people get to know Tom, you know, it's better, isn't it? But we do understand that people find it difficult to understand Tom sometimes. But just take that few minutes, because you will pick it up.
Take your time.
And you know what? You will tune into Tom.
Yeah.
It is about tuning into Tom. The longer you get to know him, as you know yourself, Phil, the
You
more
said
you get
this
to
to
know
me,
him,
actually. Yeah.
the more you get to know. When you first started dating Tom, I said you will tune into Tom.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. And for us, he speaks completely clearly.
Yeah.
We don't see any issues at all, but we are aware that other people don't.
Yeah. And actually, so do you remember when we first dated?
Yeah.
That first date where I locked you in the car by accident and all went a bit wrong. Then,
I remember that day. I was also so worried about you getting in the car with another man.
yeah.
It was a real thing.
But I thought you were deaf until you told me more about cerebral palsy while we were sitting on that bench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think your love story is a really lovely, lovely story that needs to be told as well. Because it was such a lovely, it went from being quite a miserable time for you to meeting Phil and changing lives, getting married, living the life you have now.
Yeah. But you and Tony were very much a part of that, because I really didn't know enough about cerebral palsy.
Yeah.
And so between you both chatting and looking at various things on YouTube and research, I understand now.
Yeah. And it's a journey. It's an absolute journey, but what a journey.
Yeah.
It's been a good journey.
And many years Philip worked with you.
Of course, I knew Philip before when we worked at Lifeline, of course, and that was also nice because that was able to introduce you to that as well. It became a really lovely time.
Yeah, help Philip.
When he had a nasty
One day,
fall.
Phil,
Yep.
He had a very nasty fall at work.
I did.
My dad for my hand and mother.
I did.
Oh gosh, yes you did. You
I was
did.
full of morphine at the time,
At the
but
time,
we still.
but you did.
And killed my dad.
But
Well-
it doesn't have to be this. I mean, I know when people find out their child has cerebral palsy, the same as us, we've all cried about it, we've all
Yeah.
tried to understand, but actually it can be great, and it is great. You see the changes. Things are changing all the time now. You know, Tom is a very independent man. He's been to Florida, he just goes off. He, you know, gives me such anxiety, but he's also got it up here as well. And he knows what he's trying to say, he knows what he's doing. You know, we know. I think what really does help as well is that we have a really good family around us. You know, Tom is the oldest, but then we have Lauren, our beautiful daughter, and Sam, our wonderful son. They are just normal kids together. But do you know what? It all just works. They look after Tom. They make sure that everything is good with him. But he also does the same. So, you know, yeah, it is a journey, but it's a good journey. And if you've got family, if you've got people around you, it'll be okay. It will be okay.
What's something you're proud of in the way Tom handles challenges?
Well, for me, being Tom's mum, I've always been very proud of this man from the moment he came into my arms. But I must just say that he's just a really lovely man. He has had to put up with so much nasty comments, things that shouldn't be said and done. He at the moment now is doing sewing, and these hands are not great, but this man does sewing, and he does runners for tables. We've all got them, all our family have got these runners that Tom has made himself. They're beautiful. He does it at home on his own using a sewing machine. He can't use his fingers very well. While watching Emmerdale and Hollyoaks. But actually everything he's tried to do he's done. Could he ride a bike? No. And he did ride a bike. Could he swim? No. Does he swim? He's a great swimmer.
Yeah.
Things that you think he won't do, he's done. But you can't just leave it. You have to keep on it. I mean, we're older now and things are different now. And you've found your person, which is also lovely, because that for us, the things that maybe worried us before, has gone now because you have found your person. So it's you, and even finding Phil, even trying to look for love, you found that. It took a long time because I had to change your profile and to allow that to even happen, because Tom was very keen that no one knew he had cerebral palsy. And then these men would meet Tom and they weren't very nice to Tom because Tom had a speech impediment, he wasn't walking very well, and people weren't interested in him. So one day I got hold of his phone, I changed his profile, I put that he was Tom Hines and he had cerebral palsy. And within literally maybe about 10 minutes, that lovely man sitting opposite us.
Someone sent me a picture that Tom been to the gym.
Oh, Phil.
Yeah. Handsome.
We did. When we saw it, we thought, oh, nice. And then he turned up and he was 4'11", but he's so lovely, isn't he?
Well, I'm Tom Cruise's height, so that's what
perfect.
That's
then.
what he does. He, you know, you take the shot lower down, so you're looking.
We did think
taller.
he looked lovely, but actually we weren't disappointed, apart from the height, which just made us sort of go, oh. And then you went off in the car and you went to the beach and you came back and Thomas walked in the door and he went, yes.
Ah.
And I knew that we were on a good place now.
Yeah.
Good times, Tom. Hard time, we've had hard times, haven't we?
Tom, but I got through it with your help.
Always, darling, as you know, always.
Yeah.
Always. And Dad, you know, Dad's been there, but every part of this journey, us all together, haven't we, really?
What's a heartwarming memory that you remember from when Tom was a child?
We've had many memories of Tom as growing up as a child, because he always wanted to do what everyone else wanted to do. But we did have a fun. I mean, when I say funny, it wasn't very funny, but actually it was for you. We were in Menorca, family, me and Dad, Lauren and Sam, and us talking, chatting away. And I'm very, very aware that Tom is not a great swimmer. And I kept saying to Tom, don't go in without us, don't get in the pool without us. Well, he decided that he was going to go in this pool without us. But I have to say, you jumped in the pool, didn't you?
Yeah.
Didn't come up. From nowhere, everyone around the pool jumped in as well, didn't they? Everyone jumped in the pool. They all knew he was fine, but he was laughing his head off, and everyone had jumped in, including me, Lauren and Sam. We'd all tried in, thinking that he was in difficulty. Actually, he wasn't. He was having a great time. I was the one that was having a
When
meltdown.
pop, I was like,
Hi!
oh.
And all the guys had jumped in from the people that we didn't even know that were around the pool. They jumped in. Dad jumped in. Everyone jumped in, and it was funny afterwards. But at the time, I was like, "Oh my god! Oh my gosh!" But yeah, we have lots of memories of Tom.
Yeah.
Do you think Tom has shaped you as a person? From my perspective, you're a bit of a force to be reckoned with. But actually, she's a lovely person.
It is true. I'm a bit of a force to be reckoned with. But I have to say, I'm sure I started off as a really, quiet, lovely,
Kind.
calm person. I
Yeah.
am still kind, Tom.
Yeah.
You are.
But
I'm funny.
thank you.
But
Tom.
you've had to be a fighter.
I have fought
To get things done.
for my children in every way.
Yeah.
It's particularly Tom. If I feel that something needs to be done, we do it. We've raised money for Tom. We've taken Tom to Hungary, to the Peto Institute. He's been to the Bobath Centre in London. We've had to raise money for that. And yes, I am that person. I am that mum. I'm sure every mum in the world would say that they're the same kind of person. But for me, you hurt my boy, you come for my boy, I will come for you. And that is true, and it has happened, and there's been some really nasty people around
Yeah.
that has really broken you a bit, and
Yep.
I usually find them and have a tiny word, but yeah, it's
Do
good.
you remember my mummy?
Yeah.
Take Philip with us. He don't like me, you and your friend.
Well, because the thing is, we are great dancers, aren't we? We think that we're really
Yeah.
great dancers, don't we?
Yeah.
Like, other people might not, but we definitely think we're great dancers.
Yeah.
We're going to go with that, Tom, aren't we? Great dancers.
And Phil is so moody.
Phil is different to you. Phil
You're very outgoing.
Yeah.
And I'm a bit more
But do you know what?
inside
You are
myself.
so perfect for Tom. It works so lovely. I've not got any worries about anything with you two because it just works. I knew when you got married that it was going to be good, but it's really good.
Can we just talk about Tom going to Hungary? Because I think you and I tried to
Yeah.
explain it in a video and we couldn't really do it justice. What happened in Hungary?
So actually the person that would be the best person to talk to would be Dad, just because he went with you. We were told about a place in Hungary for children with cerebral palsy. We raised lots of money to do it. I think we raised about £30,000 to get Tom there. He had to go for about a month or something. It's very hard over there. They didn't allow Dad Tony to go into the training or the physio with you, did he? He had to be on his own. He was on
Yeah.
his own. He didn't know anyone there. He was only little.
I tried to walk out.
He tried to walk out. Dad said that as well. He was only learning to crawl, so he was quite young, not doing very much at all. But they do have a whole different technique. And initially we were like, oh my gosh, Tony was quite worried about it. Tom crawled out of the room once. He didn't like it. But actually, you came back very different, didn't you?
Yeah.
You came back very different because they do not put up with any nonsense. There's no.
I think you described it to me as a bit of like tough love.
It absolutely was tough love.
Yeah.
He met amazing people there. Tony met other parents with kids with cerebral palsy, and they've all became friends. It was hard. It was also in times where it wasn't a particularly lovely, great country. It was
No.
difficult, but he came back quite different. We then had to try and get more help in the Bobath Centre in London.
Yeah.
Lots of things happened actually at that time.
You, what made go to Wilson Valley?
Schooling.
Yeah.
Schooling is a massive thing, obviously. Tom wasn't able to go to a mainstream school, normal school. Just wasn't for him. So I found out, wanted to find out what I could do to make that better. And we went and found this school called Filsham Valley, over at Hastings, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It wasn't in our area. It was all a bit of a nuisance. But part of Thomas's delay is speech, and the speech part needed to be made better. And over at Filsham Valley, they were able to, rather than doing Tom with about 6 other people, he was doing one-to-one speech therapy. So we found out about Filsham Valley. I applied for Filsham Valley after many times.
About Wilson Valley to everyone about
But to get into Filsham
Ah.
Valley, you can't just get into Filsham Valley. You have to fight every corner.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we got it, and then we were able to. Then they said they couldn't provide transport for him to get to school. I rang County Hall about that, and we got that as well. We got the transport to school.
Yeah.
But yeah, education is a whole different story.
Do you remember I come home late because I didn't talk in Filsham
You did a speech
Valley.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. For education is a whole different subject, and which is one that was also very, very difficult. Very
Yeah.
difficult. It's finding the right people. It's finding the right people in schooling, in education, because we had to make changes for Tom because there's certain things he couldn't do, but we got there in the end. That's the main thing.
What's one message you'd like to share with viewers about raising a child with cerebral palsy?
For me and for us, it is just not accepting no, because actually we were told certain things were going to happen. I knew that things weren't right. I knew things weren't right with Tom. But what you have to do is you have to push forward. If you think something's wrong, you're probably completely right. I knew something was wrong with Tom. I knew he wasn't sitting up or holding a cup or able to crawl. I knew all of that. It's finding the right people to help you. Don't just sit back and think it's okay. I was told that boys were much slower than girls. Let's not accept that, because that's what I expected and that's what I did for probably two years.
Yeah.
But actually that's not okay. Go forward, get some physio, go to the doctor first, explain your concerns, get to see some physios, do what you need to do, because parent power is all out there. It is all about parent power. And that is how we've been able to bring Tom up the way that he has and turned out to be this lovely young man. But actually, mum and dad, you've got a lot to do, but actually push forward and do it, because you'll get a fantastic result, and good luck.
Thanks to Thomas's mum, Sue Hines, for letting us interview her today. It was a really lovely story, and I hope that's helped some of you out there watching this channel. Remember to like, share and subscribe.